Hi, my name's Tim from HP3. I'm a sports physiotherapist and endurance coach specialising in runners and triathletes, particularly the longer distance events. And I'm here to talk to you about skipping ropes. So there's a piece of research coming out, actually ahead of print at the moment, from the International Journal of Sports Physiology and Performance. And it was looking at incorporating skipping rope training for runners. It was particularly looking at improvement to performance at a 3K time trial distance. However, skipping and plyometrics in general has been well proven in the literature to improve your running performance from short distance sprinters all the way through to ultra endurance runners. So how can you, maybe now in this period of lockdown where people can't get out and do much training, maybe you are actually limited to your actual house, you can't get out at all in certain countries, how can you be incorporating skipping to improve your running? So most of the research that's been done looking at plyometrics involving skipping type exercises have incorporated a time period of around about sort of 6, 10 or 12 week periods. And all of those have shown that incorporating skipping and plyometrics into your training will improve your running economy. How does that happen? Well, it improves your foot stiffness, your foot strength, your lower limb stiffness and strength, your reactivity, all of which improves your running economy. So in other words, it takes less metabolic energy for you to run by improving that spring in your foot. So when you're doing these exercises, you need to be very careful about starting off quite gently. So if you haven't been incorporating skipping, jumping, plyometric type exercises in your training, you need to give yourself time for those tendons and those tissues to adapt. So in other words, start off with a work to rest ratio of about 1 to 3. So if, for example, you do 20 seconds of skipping, jumping, then give yourself 1 minute of rest. That will then allow your tissues to adapt and recover in time. You might start off with just doing half a dozen repetitions of that 20 seconds and then building that up. So the piece of research that came out quite recently was with some fairly well-trained athletes, but incorporating the skipping into their training as an extra warm-up, starting off with 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and just doing that initially twice a week, then building up to 3 and then 4 times a week, to a total volume of 10, 15 and then 20 minutes per week. So you're literally adding in just maybe 5 minutes a couple of times a week, and then building that into 5 minutes, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 3 times a week and then 4 times a week. So what if you don't have a skipping rope? Well, you can quite simply jump up and down. You could make a hopscotch on the floor and play hopscotch with yourself or with your kids. You could use other tools if you got them. You could make a ladder. So I've got set out here. You can do ladder drills, so again working on a little bit of skill, a little bit of coordination, or maybe even getting some little mini hurdles out and jumping over little mini hurdles to again work on that skill, work on that coordination. So you can set up a little routine here, a little obstacle course, and again working on that foot strength, that reactivity, get that spring in your step, all of which is going to improve your running, so that when we get out of this period of lockdown, we get back into full training, you will have improved that foot strength, improved that reactivity in your feet and in your lower legs, and your running is going to benefit from it. But again, this is something you can then take forward and incorporate in your training forevermore. Okay, have a go, see how you get on.